Hi everyone, welcome to the second section of this lesson, which is writing, running, and managing the Ansible Playbook. In the first section, we looked at how to write the Ansible Playbook. We looked at the step-by-step guide of how to do this. We looked at what indentation is, which is the parent-child relationship. We looked at how to use different modules and arguments to write a playbook. And eventually we were able to write our first playbook, which is this playbook. We looked at how to do this step by step. And we also mentioned that in the second lesson, we're going to look at how to run a playbook. And in the first lesson, we wrote 2 plays and 3 tasks, if I remember correctly. And so in this lesson, before I show you how to run a playbook, let's also write our second playbook. We're going to also see the step-by-step guide of how to write this playbook. And in this playbook, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be automating the installation of the HTTPD package by creating. So first of all, we're going to install the package. And secondly, we're going to start and enable the package. We're going to allow the firewall group, which is the HTTP. And also we're going to, on the Ansible control node, we're also going to create the second HTTPD user with the name Apache user 1. So let's see how we can automate this. And as usual, I'll be dropping the link to this website, the link to this particular lesson in the description box below so that you can easily navigate through. So let's create this playbook. We need to cd to the Ansible directory. Don't forget that we configured the Ansible configuration file in this directory, and this is the configuration file. This is our first playbook that we wrote. So let's write the second playbook. And in the second playbook, I can call this my second playbook.yml. So we're going to, if I wish, I can add the 3 dashes, and if I wish, I might not, like we've established that. So what I'm going to do is to create the first play, and I'm going to give this play a name, and I'm going to say install start and enable HTTPD package. All right, so that's the item on the list of items, however way you want to call it. And so here we're going to, of course, include the host dictionary, and here is going to be the host. And under the host, 1 minute, let me be sure that I have it. Okay, so this is fine. So under the host, we're going to do this for hqsdev1.technic.com, and we're going to add the task dictionary. And under task, of course, we need to give the first task a name, and this is going to be install HTTPD. And the module that is going to help us do this is the YUM module. Of course, the YUM module will install HTTPD, but then we need arguments. So we're saying that we're going to use the name argument and name, so this is the HTTPD package that we want to install. So this argument name will help us install the HTTPD package. So this is the first task. Let's add the second task. The second task, I can give it a name. I'm going to say name. This is going to be start and enable HTTPD. And the module that is going to help us do this is the service module. So the service module will help us start the HTTPD package. So you see the indentation here. It doesn't really matter because this is second task, but I just want it to align. I want it to be on the same line. So this is name, and this is going to be the HTTPD. So the name is the argument that will help us start HTTPD by using the service module. And we also have other argument, which is state. So started. So actually the state argument will help us start this HTTPD module. So we're just saying that, okay, the module that we want to start and enable is HTTPD, and the state argument will help us, the package we want to start and enable is the HTTPD, and the state argument will help us start the HTTPD package, and the enabled argument will help us enable the HTTPD package. So that's why we're having enabled equals true. So we're going to also include the third task, and we're going to give it a name, and the name is going to be allow HTTPD, allow the HTTPD on firewall. And the module that will help us do this is the firewall D. So you should know the basic modules in Ansible. They are basic and fundamental modules that you should know how to use. And so here we're going to have service argument, service. This is going to be HTTPD. So the service is actually going to be HTTP. There's no service like HTTPD. So this is going to be enabled, which is the state, and we're also going to use the permanent argument, which is true, and we're also going to use the immediate argument, that this should happen immediately. That's what that means, and which is true. So let's look at this module again. Like I said, if you don't really understand our modules, you can look at how the module works. So if I say Ansible doc firewall D, so let's see what this module would do for us. So you can see that this module allows for addition or deletion of services and ports, and these are the arguments. So when you see equals to, any option that is equals here means that it is mandatory. You have to use those options. So you can see the different arguments we have under the firewall D module. We have the ICMP underscore block. We have the ICMP underscore block underscore inversion. And when you keep scrolling down, you see different modules like this. You can see state. You can see, different argument rather. So you can see state, you can see the state argument, and you can see that it has equals to. So whenever you are using the firewall D module, you must also use the state argument, because this equals to is mandatory. So other goes with other this goes with other module as well. So if you look at the service module, for example, so you can see how the service module can be used. You can see the different options. So options or argument means the same thing. And you can see the argument here. This is an argument actually. Yeah, that's it. So this is the enabled argument or option, whichever way you want to call it. And this is the name. Name to is mandatory, so you must include the name. And these are other arguments or options you can use. And the good thing about this document is that it also has examples. So if you're looking for how to use this, you can actually check the examples too as well. So for example, to use the service module, you can look at examples here. This is going to start the service HTTPD if it is not started. So, and that is why you're having the state started, just as I explained to you. And this is the name of the package that is going to start. So for example, if you want to start the AutoFS package, you just need to include the name. The name argument means that, okay, this is the type of package I want to start, while the state argument will start the package. Same goes to stop services HTTPD, state stopped, and this is restart service HTTPD, state restarted. So these are the examples that you can use. So you should know how to use the basic or the fundamental modules in Ansible, and you should also check their examples. All right, so let's go on with our playbook. So that's my second playbook. All right, so we need to create the second play, which should be creating a secondary Apache user on the control node itself. So this is going to happen on the hqsdev1.technique.com. So on the control node, let's do that. So I'm going to give 2 spaces because this is the second play. If you wish, you can give a space. If you wish, you might not give a space, but I just want my playbook to be neat as possible. So this is going to be I'm going to be creating a secondary Apache user. Alright, so on the local host, so because I'm using the host dictionary, so that means this is the second play. So I'm going to do this on the local host. And the task here is going to be, I'm going to give this task a name. Create Apache user 1 user. So that's the name of the user we're going to be creating, and we're going to be using the user module to do this. And we have arguments as well. We're going to be using the name argument, saying that we want to create this user, which is Apache user 1, and we want it to be in this group. This is going to be real group. So you remember when we used the ad-hoc command to create user? So this is the way you can also use, and don't forget that when we're using the ad-hoc command, we also use the user module to do that. So this is the way you can use a playbook to actually create a user. So this is good. We're going to save this playbook, and after which we're going to run a playbook. So let's see how to run a playbook. I'm going to show you the step-by-step guide of how to run a playbook in the next lesson actually. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Subscribe, like, share. If you're doing that, you're going to encourage us to do more. Thank you once more, and bye for now.